Guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, believe it or not, today is my birthday, and I've treated myself to a little something quite special. Not this, obviously. This is my Orlando Hunter that I made ages ago. This is one of my first ever Orlando Hunters that I made, and it's got all the camera in it, and it's got the steering guy as well. You know, he turns the steering wheel, and it also does the four-wheel steer, don't forget. But yes, this Land Rover Defender 110 is my most dreamed of car ever to own. And there is obviously the Orlando Hunter one, which is really small, 132 scale, 132th. And then there is obviously things like the Traxxas. See this, guys, we're here. I have managed to pick up, check this out, look, I've managed to pick up the TRX4 Defender. This is my ultimate all-time wanted RC car, and I've managed to get this. Yes, it is second hand, before anyone goes, oh, that's dirty. It's actually second hand, and as you can see, it's got metal wheels on it, and it's got the metal front bumper on it, it's got the metal rear bumper on it as well, and a bunch of other little bits and bobs that have already been upgraded. But as this is my ultimate RC car, God, look at the size difference of this. Look at it, how cool is that? But yeah, as this is my ultimate all-time wanted RC car, I'm going to do things that I've ultimately always wanted to do, but I've never been able to because I've never had this car. I've got a whole bunch of stuff over here, guys. Check this out. Look, we have got lots and lots of bits and bobs going on over here that's all got to go on this Defender. All of it, including such things as, you know, we have light bars there. We've got a whole bunch, if you can see in there, these are all the beautifully made brass parts. So these are all for the axles and for the wheel weights and things like that. And then we've got some of these are some of the guards for underneath the car as well, so to protect all the diffs and all of the chassis components. Look at this, we've got a winch. These are some really cool mud flaps. Check these out, look, we've got the discs and pads for the old brakes there. Got other bits and bobs, and it was basically all of the bits that you can get. I've gone and got. I'm waiting on one more package, but I couldn't wait anymore. I want to get started on this thing, but I'm waiting on one more package, which is actually the metal axle housings. So as soon as I get that, I will have literally everything for it. We've also got these checker plate bits for the bonnet as well. So these did come with the car as well. The person that I got it from, Gavin, you legend, he didn't even put them on yet, so, and I managed to prize this car away from him for a very, very good price, but won't go into that. I've also got for it the light set as well. This will do the indicators, reverse lights, and such as. So inside of this thing, look at all of this. Hell of a lot of bits and bobs going on in there. You've got the actual components there with the LEDs all soldered ready in place. The control board, lots of bits and bobs there to play around with. So this is going to be some wiring fun stuff. Also got some metal drive shafts as well. Why not? It's a bit more low end weight as well. And the big thing, which as you can see by this programming card, the biggest thing that we're going to do is change out the motor and the ESC for one of these. So this is the Hobbywing quicrun Fusion Pro. So this is a brushless system for crawlers as well. It is for crawlers. It's a 60 amp 2300 kV motor. So motor and ESC. The ESC is actually built into the motor. So this thing here, 2-in-1, 4 crawlers. It should hopefully make this already amazing truck even better. And we're gonna, what else have we got? Oh, look, we've even got more details. So we've got all the fuel caps and fuel tank, whatever you call it, and the bits and the bobs and the door handles and stuff like that. We've even gone and got the little chrome badges as well. We've got to get the chrome badges on it. In this box there is a receiver. This receiver is for this controller, which I'm going to throw in it as well. I'm not going to throw the controller in it, I'm going to throw the receiver in it for the controller. And this is a flysky FSG7P. I've also got a few other bits I need to do. So as you can see there, the back window has no sticker on it. I've got some of this sticky stuff, it's very shiny. I'm going to hopefully make a template on the car, cut it out on that, stick it on the car. And then after I've done that, we've got the rear window mesh and protection jobber stuff for all around the back, so that's going to be going on as well. So yeah, hopefully this car will be looking a hell of a lot better with all of these details and all of these bits and bobs to go on it. It should fingers crossed, perform better as well. But I don't know, it might not. I've never had a Traxxas before, and this is the first time I've had one, so let's go all crazy with it, eh? I don't know if I'm going to do it all in this one video, or if I'm going to do it as many separate videos, but either way, stick around, subscribe to the channel if you've not done it already, and see how this thing comes out. So I suppose I better not muck around anymore, and let's get started, eh? Woohoo! Right, so the first thing I want to do with this, out of all of that stuff, is take the stickers off and change these door handles for real ones, so they're not just stickers. So over here we've got the kit, look, got some door handles, we've got some hinges, bits and bobs, so I'm going to quickly whack them on. Check this out. You see them? Whoop. No, I'm only joking. It did work, does it? Got to have that YouTube magic of over 1 million subscribers for that thing to work, didn't you? Well, there you are. Oh, mind you, I didn't say the word, did I? Boom! So there we go. It did work. You got to do the boom noise. Cheers, Talbot. Yes, time to do the other side, I guess, and then all the other bits. All right, let's crack on with that. We have added them handles there, and we've also added the petrol filler cap or diesel filler cap, depending on which version this is, I suppose. I've also gone ahead and added these two what are they called, checker plate things. That's it, the two checker plate things to the hood. There's a lot of screws and drilling. Well, I didn't drill, I used a hot needle to push through these holes, and then a hell of a lot of nuts and bolts. But to do that, obviously you've got to take off all these inside mud guard things. Normally it looks like that, and all the fenders as well. So I've had to take all of that stuff off. That's getting everywhere. Now, whilst it is that I have them off, that gives me good access to them light covers. So I think that I'm just going to quickly throw the headlights in the front. I'm not going to wire it in yet, but I'm just going to put them in, then that way I can put them bits back on again. I'm going to quickly do that, and then after I've done that, I'm going to sort these rear windows out, get them done. Right, crack on. Right, the front lights are now mounted in there, so they're ready to go with the wiring. We've done these hinges there. What else did we do? Look, we've done the mesh on the back as well, and we've added an MMC sticker on the back there. But yeah, it's coming along now. Now it's starting to look a little bit more professional. Look at that, eh? Starting to get there. Finally, Mr. Postman's bin. Look, we've got some metal axle housings there, so that's them things there sorted. So now we've got all the components that we need. Hopefully we can really get in depth with this bad boy, and we can get fit in this hobbywing quicrun fusion pro ESC and motor combo into this machine. But first things first, we've got to strip it all down. So we've got to take the axles off of it and replace them with all the metal ones, and we've got all the metal stuff over here to fit onto it as well. So I'm going to get busy cracking through that stuff, and I'll be back with you in a minute.
Lost without you drive me crazy out my mind. How'd you do this every time? Now I'm lost without you.
Guys, check it out. So I'm halfway through this front axle. I just thought I'd show you some of the bits that I'm putting on. So we're putting on these discs and pads there. We've got these steering knuckles as well. They're all brass, everything's metal, and it's already weighing a hell of a lot. But yes, it's looking absolutely wicked, and it's a blooming mess over here at the minute, but I'm getting there. It's a bit of a tedious process. I'm actually really enjoying it, to be honest with you. It's not teeny tiny like these Orlando axles. I mean, comparisons from that to the size of that, I mean, that's the size of the axle that I'm used to using. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get the other side done, so then that's the whole front axle assembled, and then I can put that back on the car, and then I can start working on the rear axle. So I guess a bunch more time lapse. Check that out. So look, we've got the whole front end together and on now, and we've also added obviously that metal skid plate there, and we've also added the metal drive shaft there as well. So now I guess it's time to head on over to the back side and do it all again. Guys, check it out. So look, we have fitted them rear axles on there. And we've also added these skid plates on this bit here along with that bit there. We've also done, there's a skid plate in the middle bit there as well that we've added, and over at the front as well. Over at the front, you see we've added the winch as well. So we've mounted the winch on there. I've taken off the winch cable because this one wasn't very long. So I'm gonna order up some new winch cable, I reckon, and then whack that on there. But yes, that's in place now. So all of the running gear stuff is all done now. That beautiful, that is lovely, beautiful, beautiful. All that stuff's done now. So I guess the next step now in this project will be doing the motor and ESC. So I think stage now is rip everything out, anything that's motor, ESC, and all the gubbins. I'm going to take it all out, and the receiver as well, because don't forget we're going to be changing it out for that flysky G7P, yeah, FSG7P. So yes, it's coming along, and let me tell you, it's weighing a hell of a lot more than it did before, so that is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna rip out all of the ESC and the motor and that, and hopefully get fitting the hobbywing. We'll see how this one goes. All right guys, so the hobbywing is in. It was really easy to do. It's just 3 screws there, lift that out, take the pinion gear off, put the new one on, and it was on. So that was really easy to do. And then what I ended up doing as well is, if we go over there, look at that, look, all the cables are in the actual receiver. So I've gone ahead and mounted all of that stuff in there. And up there, look, we've got all the lights, so the light control board's now mounted up there. It's a little bit messy, I suppose, but this is all I've got to deal with, you know. Put a bit of insulation tape around all the connections, so that's that sorted up and neatened up a little bit. We've got this cable here which goes over to the battery, and hopefully that's going to give me some form of battery voltage on my controller, but I've got to sort that out yet. I've also had to do some mixes on the radio for these 2 servos here, which obviously do the diff lockers. I could only make it realistically, I've only got it at the moment so I can have them open or closed. I mean, naturally with the Traxxas you also can lock just the fronts, but it's a bit pointless really. I mean, if you're stuck in stuff, why not just lock all your diffs? And if you was going to lock any one of them, surely you'd want to be able to lock the rear one so you could drift. But yeah, I don't know. I've not quite worked out how to do all of that stuff on my radio yet, but what I did do was I reversed one of the servo channels. So when it is that they're open, they're open. When they're closed, they're closed. They're doing the opposite of what they would normally do. So yeah, that's working very well. We've also added the channel, I think that one was on to channel 3, I believe I did it onto. But the best thing about this controller here, honestly, is the fact that you can assign different channels to different buttons, and you can do multiple channels to the same button. So that was really, really good and really handy to do. So I'm kind of liking that. It's not too bad. Not too bad. The only annoying thing is it doesn't really have enough channels for me. I've got 7 channels on this thing, and apparently I need 8. So I've got the steering, we've got the throttle, we've then got this one here, we've then got this one here, we've then got this one there. Now that's 5 channels, and then we've got the lighting. Now with the lighting, what I did want to do, this is very confusing, this thing, how to set it up, and make sense of this, guys, make sense of this. I really can't. It's got all different setting menus. It's got different stuff, but it doesn't really tell you how to do much. It just tells you what they do, not how to do it. So I don't know. I'm going to fiddle around with that anyway and get these lights working properly. I have also we've mounted the light bar on there on the roof. It's kind of on the roof. It's sort of like a sun visor. I've mounted it there. It's a very bad shot, I'm sorry guys, but it's on its side. I've mounted it there because that way, if I do roll and crash, it's still going to hit the crash bar rather than the light. So that's why I've mounted it there. What else have we done? So I think everything's pretty much in place now. So because I haven't got enough channels, we had channel 6 was the light board, and channel 7 I've added another micro switch thing for lights. It was about £2 I think off of Banggood or AliExpress. I think I got it off AliExpress, that's the one. And that individually controls the spotlight on the top, because I thought to myself, do you know something, I want to be able to turn that on and off with a switch on its own. I don't want all of the lights to come on. You know, you don't want to go around dazzling people for no reason at all. So yes, that's where we're at the moment, I suppose. I've still got 2 more things to do, which are, we've got the mud flaps. The mud flaps I was saying about. Ooh, we're going to whack them on. And last but not least, obviously, is the Land Rover shiny decals. And then hopefully this thing will be done and we can take it out for a test, see how good this hobbywing, whatever DSC motor, quicrun Fusion Pro jobber thing is. But yes, I'm going to carry on. Mud flaps are now on as well. Look at that. Check this out, sis. Looking very cool, I must admit. I do like it a lot. And then over at the front, we also added the chrome Defender badge as well, so that's on there. So basically I've added everything that we wanted to add. I think it's time now, guys, to get this out and see how it do. Hee. Guys, this hobbywing quicrun Fusion Pro thing, oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. And obviously it can run on 3S, which is what I've got in it at the moment, and on 3S, oh my goodness, this thing shifts. Look, it's off, it's gone. You know what I mean, it's no Kronos, but oh, that was close. Look how close I stopped. Nearly killed myself. So this thing is an absolute success, if you ask me. It's wicked. I love it. So I'm going to go and take this out for a little while longer. But thank you very much for watching this video, guys. And hopefully you've subscribed and you're going to stay subscribed for more upcoming videos. But yes, the TRX4. What a machine. What a machine.